Justin Trudeau arrived in China Sunday for a trip that will mark an Asian pivot in Canadian foreign policy, with an expected announcement that he will be the first leader among a group of 7 countries to launch free trade talks with the one-party dictatorship. The Liberal government insists it's still mulling this venture that polls show would divide Canadians, but business lobbyists including Canadian Chamber of Commerce President Perrin Beatty say they expect the announcement during what is Mr. Trudeau's second official trip to China. This move, an effort to diversify outside of the United States orbit, would also be a signal to the protectionist Trump administration that Canada is making backup plans as NAFTA negotiations sour. Mr. Trudeau will meet with Premier Li Keqiang in Beijing Monday and President Xi Jinping Tuesday before heading to Guangzhou to tout trade with Canada. Story continues below advertisement. One economic expert is cautioning, however, that Canada will have to extract a better deal than any previous accord China has signed for such an agreement to be worthwhile for Canadians. Beijing has long sought Canada's presence at the free trade negotiating table, in part because such talks would grant it fresh leverage to convince other group of 7 countries to follow suit. China has signed deals with jurisdictions ranging from Australia to Peru to Iceland, and last week wrapped up an agreement with the Palestinian Authority. There is a lot of symbolism attached to this for China. It's more than just pure economic access. Patrick LeBlond, an expert in global economics at the University of Ottawa's Graduate School of Public and International Affairs. The plight of detained Canadians looms over Mr. Trudeau's visit, speaking to reporters Sunday en route to China with Mr. Trudeau. International Trade Minister François-Philippe Champagne went so far as to criticize Beijing for their treatment of BC wine merchant John Chong, who has been imprisoned for 20 months over a customs dispute. Mr. Chong's wife Alison Liu has also been prevented from leaving China. We have voiced very clearly our dissatisfaction and our concern with respect to that. This is a matter that should not have led to the type of action that was taken, Mr. Champagne said. Mr. Trudeau, who once professed admiration for China's basic dictatorship because it allows the Chinese to turn their economy around on a dime, has for some time set his sights on closer alignment with Beijing. His outreach is meant to undo the damage that business leaders and analysts said Stephen Harper caused to Sino-Canadian ties by a more standoffish and hawkish approach. Earlier this year, the Trudeau government broke with the United States to join the China-led Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, a counterpart to the US-led World Bank. Today, tense trade relations with the United States make it all the more imperative for Mr. Trudeau to seek out new markets for Canadian business. The protectionist Trump administration is trying to rewrite the North American Free Trade Agreement in ways that would undermine the advantages Canada gains from the economic pact that governs this country's top trading relationship. The future of NAFTA remains in doubt after Canada and Mexico flatly rejected several U.S.